everyone was at that wedding.
Yeah.
Everybody fit under that table too. I
That was
swear,
crazy.
at first that table was so
It was.
small,
It was.
and then it turned into a long table.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. I was like, what kind of magic is happening under this table?
They should have did like a funny just randoms that just walked in that no one knew. They're like, actually, you can't come down
Hey,
here.
I'm really scared of beetles. Like, oh yeah, I don't like bugs either. No, the Beatles, the band.
It's like... Hello, buds, and welcome to the Lost and Faded podcast, where we get lost and faded into whatever TV show I'm filming for the week. This week, The Bear, Season 4, with me, your host, Byron, and I have my co-host, Colleen.
Hi.
And then my guest for the episode, Tyler.
Hello.
All right, how we feeling?
Feeling good. Ready to talk?
Yeah.
Ready to
My voice
smoke?
just died right there.
How are we feeling? How are we feeling about the beer?
Very emotional. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, before we get into this season, how are we feeling about the other seasons?
I love this show.
It's a favorite show, and it's close to home for all of us because we're from the Chicago area.
Yeah, true.
So that just hits nice, and there's a lot of things associated to it where we're like, I know that.
Yeah, literally.
Honestly, all the shots they do of Chicago always look beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I really like, now that we're on season 4, you get to see like a lot more character development than obviously you could in like just the first season. So it's been really cool watching all of that as the seasons go on.
Yeah.
I've noticed they lose their Chicagoan accent from the first season.
Well, because they're not really from Chicago.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's a little bit drawing me out of the world.
Yeah, they did.
It's okay though. I understand why.
I feel like Sydney has most a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just talking normally.
Rich, he used to have a thick accent, and now it's just gone.
It was probably from his time with this at the one restaurant.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah,
They were on him. What was your favorite season?
probably the first, just because
Yeah.
it really sets like the tone for everything else. And I feel like each season after that kind of delves into a different like subject that they pulled up in the first season.
Sure.
Like this season really went into the every second counts motif that was really pushed into the first season.
Yeah.
And I think that's because people weren't happy with the third season and how it kind of pushed away from the chaos
Yeah.
that was there.
Yeah, I would say probably first season's my favorite season, but season 2 is really close
Yeah.
too.
Is that the one with the Christmas episode? Or is
Yeah,
that season
with fishes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, maybe that might be my favorite
That's
one.
a really good season. I think season 1 and 2 are kind of tied for me.
I feel
'cause
like, oh, sorry.
You're
you go.
good. Just kind of like what he was saying with like the first season, just like setting everything and like, I don't know. I feel like it was a really well-rounded season of TV. And then the second season, just kind of like I was saying earlier, like it just builds on that and like it's just been cool to watch.
Yeah, I feel like the later seasons have less conflict,
Yeah.
a lot less tension, which I think that was a strength of the first season, the amount of tension everyone had.
Yeah. I mean, Richie got stabbed in the ass, like. So it's like very different energy now. It's very calm and collected. And it's like, okay, we still need to have some of the chaos. Like just the juxtaposition of the Christmas episode to the wedding episode in this season.
Yeah.
It's just very like, okay, so we're going to do feel good stuff now, I
Literally.
guess. Okay. Don't get me wrong. There was parts of the season that I was like, damn, this is hitting close to home. But like, it's not like the Christmas episode where it's like, oh, this is making me feel a lot of things right now.
That episode's crazy. I did like the wedding episode. The wedding episode
Same.
was really nice.
Yeah, I feel like this season, the chaos was coming externally much more than it was internally, and it's because they're starting to find that rhythm that they were struggling to find within the first few
Yeah.
seasons. So they can't really go back on that work that they just made. So going back to the timer that was put in at the beginning of the season, that was one of the things that created chaos. And then people thought the wedding was going to create chaos, honestly. Like I was completely expecting another thing. What was it, Christmas? Or
The
thing?
Christmas
Yeah,
episode.
the Christmas episode where like when Sugar started fighting with her old friend,
Oh yeah.
I thought shit was gonna go down. I was ready to go, but no, it showed us the opposite. That the family is very united, and while they can be chaotic, like that's what family is.
Yeah, true. And all those guest stars, every time they just pop up, I'm just
John
like,
Mulaney, Sarah
yeah.
Paulson.
I forgot a few faces, honestly.
Yeah, when Sarah Paulson popped up, he's like, I forgot she was on this. I was like, how?
She's like not John Mulaney. I'm just like his interactions with the facts. I cannot
It's
forget.
hilarious with them.
His delivery is just, I love John Mulaney's voice. It's just so funny.
Me too.
When he was talking to Claire about like the family events and how like he can never miss an opportunity to go to a Bear family event. I'm just like, I totally understand that, man. that's a mood.
He said, that's how I feel about your family events.
No, just kidding.
No, my side of the family does get rowdy for like family parties and stuff,
Yeah.
so
I'm just an introvert, so I like to watch.
that's
I feel
valid.
that. People watching's fun.
It is.
Especially when you're not involved and all the crazy shit's
Yeah.
happening. You're just like,
You're just standing off in the corner and you're like, this isn't bad.
what's this outcome gonna be?
Yeah. I wonder. Anybody want to place their bets? I feel like this season did a really good job of like the every second counts motif, because it just kind of like, I don't know.
I think
It
they
shows-
changed it up on us.
What do you mean?
Instead of it being like you need to get everything done in your life, like to the best of your capability as soon as possible. It's your life is important. You should be using every second you can in order to find your happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like that was the main point this season.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Carmi was doing the entire season. He was like healing different parts of his life throughout the season.
And a bunch of different interactions with all the different characters were what kind of spurred that off. And I think the moment where he met his mom at her house
Yeah.
was like the final, like, oh shit, like I need to change. Yeah. And all the other interactions, like leading up to Claire, was him being like leading up to that discovery and him trying to figure out what's the best way to go about things.
Yeah. I really like Carmi's character development this season.
Me too.
Because I've told him before, like, I really think Richie is the person in the show in general who's had the most character development.
Yeah, definitely.
Seeing Carmen go from, like, oh, maybe I don't really like cooking as much as I thought I did, or maybe I'm not passionate about this anymore. It's, like, very real, because a lot of people deal with that with work, especially. It's like, you know what? This kind of sucked the fun out of it for me. Like, I don't really want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's just a very real topic.
And that topic isn't really ever like looked into like in entertainment. Like usually if it is, it's about like somebody quitting their shitty job to become an entertainer of some sort.
Literally.
But now it's like usually people push like do what you love. Like if you find something you love to do, you'll never have to work another day in your life. But this is showing that like sometimes you thought you found that, but you ended up losing it, and that's okay.
You can fall out of love with things that you were passionate about before.
I feel like that's a big thing with that industry because it's a really rough industry.
Yeah.
And like he has so much trauma from like learning about stuff with it. So I'm like, it's just gonna always connect to trauma with him.
Yeah.
A lot of people join the food industry for a distraction too, just like other people join like the army for a distraction. It's takes up a lot of time for people and makes them not have to worry about the things that are in their day to day, just like Carmen.
Yeah.
And I feel like this season, I think the biggest thing missing is that Sid, Carmi, and Richie weren't talking. And we see that develops into the final episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that final episode was needed.
Intense, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was needed after like the end of season 3. They should have did that shit.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed to be the first time that Richard and Carmi actually had a conversation
Yeah.
about Michael. And like they were holding that stuff in for the whole show, like
Yeah.
since Carmen got back to Chicago.
Even the part with Sugar, I thought was really important too, when she starts crying after they tell him, or they tell her that he's going to be leaving, because it's like, I think she had a moment where she's like, I got through to him. And like
Yeah.
that's why she started crying, and she's like, because when she had her whole conversation of like, it's okay to not be passionate about this anymore, it's okay if you don't love it anymore. I think she's the person that put that into his head and made him realize it, and she was like, finally I fucking got through to him.
Yeah.
Because that whole season 3 was just him like ignoring everything, avoiding everything.
Pretty much just trying to get to a point where he can work in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But he didn't realize that that's not the thing that he should be doing until the end of season 4.
I also really liked in the last episode too how Sydney was like, I need a cigarette, and they were both like, you don't smoke, and then so they started taking the cigarette away from her.
That was
Like
a really
Carmen
funny
didn't smoke the whole
scene.
season, and he's like, give me that, and then Richie comes out and he's like, stop it, give me that. So I just really like thought that was like another like nice little touch, just give you some comedic relief in a very serious episode,
Yeah.
because that's what I really like about the show, is it balances comedy and drama well.
Yeah.
This show, no shows do this well. Like, I honestly think like I'm there watching the conversation, a real conversation happening in front of me with half of their conversations. Like episode 4, Sydney was getting her hair done, like watching her interactions with her cousin and her daughter just felt very personal and intimate. And it was a very slow episode compared to the rest of the season, but it wasn't slow. It, like, you just felt so pulled into what she was feeling and what she
Yeah.
was thinking in her situation.
Do you think she made the right decision?
Yes.
I think so. I feel like Shapiro showed his true colors when she was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, I'm gonna stay, and he's like, you're a fucking idiot, pretty much. Like, I would have been like, cool, I'm glad I'm not working for you, especially since Carmen was like starting to show Sydney more respect and everything, and being like, no, I genuinely like, this is really good, and giving her her flowers. And I feel like she made a family there, and like that was kind of the whole thing with like Tiff being like, I don't want to lose the family, and I think that's kind of what Sydney was feeling. So I think it's good that she stayed, and if they do franchise the beef, then they'll probably be good.
I wonder
Yeah.
if franchising the beef will make him stay. Like,
I think it'll make it. It's the reason it's gonna be profitable. The restaurant.
I think if he stays, it'll be at the beef to carry on Michael's legacy.
That'd be interesting.
I think he's gonna come back, but it's gonna be because of family. It's not
Yeah.
gonna be because of the love of the restaurant anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of going to be what he's battling in season 5, if there is one. Because from what I've heard, people are iffy on if there's going to be renewed.
See, that's my thing with this final episode. I feel like it's a good season finale, but if it's a series finale, there's so much we like
Needed to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot that we could know, and there's some things that I want to know, but it would be a kind of good ending.
But I need all of my loose ends tied up,
There's
because
like
I
a
can't,
lot of them.
Yeah.
There's like the franchising they need to figure out. Carmi and Claire, we need to figure this out. Either keep
The
going.
slow
or
burn
not.
with Richie and the one girl from the restaurant.
Yeah, that too. They just opened that up. I was like, interesting.
The slow burn, because last season we were like, are they gonna? And then, yeah, this season it was just like professional, but I was like, she was giving him like life advice and stuff, and I'm like, she cares about him.
If they do another season, I feel like the franchising part of it is going to be what brings in the chaos.
I hope so.
That, and trying to figure out how to move on without Carmi. And I also think that Marcus is going to get a little bit of a high horse situation where
Maybe.
like, people feel like he's too good for them now or something like that.
Maybe.
Marcus is too kind, though.
He's such a sweet angel baby. Like,
If not, then other people are jealous of the fact because they're working
Yeah.
hard too.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like jealousy from Sydney.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought they were about to say it's her.
Oh, the way
Yeah.
she was staring at Sydney, and then she looks over at Marcus. I would be pissed if I was Sydney.
yeah, no, I would be like, what are we doing?
Like, let me take you to the side
it'd be
real
like,
quick.
okay, who's gonna get the promotion? Tyler is. Like, what?
Remember how I said I was staying? Yeah, I'm actually going. Is that job still open?
That's crazy. Yeah, no. But I feel like if there's another season, Sydney will hopefully get her flowers for real, for real.
Mhm.
Like, not just from Carmen, but like from what was the review? The Sun,
Oh,
not the Sun Times. What was it?
the Daily? No, the Tribune.
Tribune.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course it's a Tribune.
I was like, not the Sun Times. I was like, what is it? But yeah, I feel like
Or-
if they come in again and like leave another review
Mhm.
and it'll be like complimenting Sydney, because I know Richie has already been doing that and was like, oh, that was Chef
Yeah.
Sydney. Like,
Oh, sorry, it's 4th of July.
no, we're getting shot at. Hopefully she'll get her flowers next season for real because she deserves it. And like, I feel like she's the most underappreciated character.
I feel like this season really made her more appreciated. I felt like she
Yeah.
was a good focus.
She was. And I really liked that they did use her for like a lot of the story because I love Sydney. Like, I love her character. I love her energy. I would smoke a blunt with her. I would just love to have like a little sleepover and kiki with her and be like, can you make me mac and cheese but make it really good? Like, I'll help.
She'd be like, okay.
No, literally, like, she's so nice.
She would
And
smoke with me too.
no, literally. So I just really hope she does get her flowers. I'm hopeful and I'm manifesting that for the next season because I'm manifesting that there will be a next season.
I think there will be. I want to see what her control of the restaurant will be like with her menu and everything.
I don't think she wants to be a leader.
Probably.
I don't think so. I think she likes to lead by example, but I feel like she liked having Carmen there to make the bigger decisions.
Probably, yeah.
But now it's going to be her, Richie, and Sugar making the decisions.
Yeah. But she's going to be like, I want to see her menu.
You know it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And people are going to love it.
I remember I was watching back on the season 1 finale when they were talking about the restaurant. They were like, family style.
I'm surprised they didn't do a family meal this season. Like
That's true.
Yeah.
I felt like that would have been good for like after the timer ended, having one last family meal together, being like, we don't know what's gonna happen, but we're here together or
There
something
wasn't
like that.
a lot of focus on the food, though.
Really
this
wasn't.
season.
Besides
No.
the desserts.
There was no service. I don't think we saw any services. Like, we saw the beginning or end.
That's like what we were saying when we watched the last episode. We were like, oh, we don't even get to see the last service if it is the last service. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Like you got to see
interesting.
the hot chocolate moment,
Yeah.
and you got to see Tina working on her getting under 3 minutes for the pasta dish, but that was really it.
Yeah.
And like you got to see a lot of characters come back, which probably took up that time. But I can't complain about them because they really did add to the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. I'm just sad that Tina's only storyline is that pasta part.
But I liked that it like focused on like think smarter or work smarter, not harder. Like pre-prep your shit, and then also just with like the one chef who came in. I can't think of his name right now.
I can't remember his name.
But
I think it's
He's-
Lucas. I might be wrong.
I think you're
Luca?
right.
or Luca. I think so.
Maybe.
That guy.
The guy from
I think
Stockholm.
with him like telling her like, hey, like try not to stress yourself out. Like I know it's easy in the moment, but like if you're just chilling and like you'll be able to do it easily. And she did.
Yeah.
And I love Tina.
Me too.
I also love that she was cooking for her husband. And we got like a little bit of her home life again.
Mhm.
Were they hinting at home life trouble? I hope that she.
With Tina?
Yeah.
I thought it was
I don't think
good.
so. I thought it was like
good.
positive.
Yeah, I just remember it being like at the beginning of the season being like I had to apologize in order to keep like the home life good again. And
It was probably a joke.
yeah, or it was more like to help somebody else's character get into a frame of mind to do something. Because I think she was talking to Sydney in that moment, and I think it made Sydney like realize that she should talk to somebody, but I don't remember who.
Sorry, keep.
You're
it's-
good. The wind is blowing. Can we talk about the dad storyline?
Oh, her
Just in
poor
general?
dad. Come
Sydney's
on.
dad, yeah. Well, and just like
And Marcus's
Marcus.
dad.
Oh yeah, that never got resolved. That's something that needs to get resolved.
And then the one guy who basically was acting like Carmi's dad as he was growing up.
Oh, Uncle
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
So it's like, I just resonate with Sydney's character a lot because, like, I'm very close with my dad. The whole part when she was, like, crying to Claire, being like, and he just worries about me, but I should be worrying about him. And, like, was just sobbing during that episode because I'm like, damn, like, it's real. Like, when you have a good relationship with one of your parents, like, it's, and especially as they're getting older too, it's just like hard to watch, and it's like you should be worrying about them, but they're always like, how are you doing, are you okay, like worrying about you until
The day
they're
die.
sick, yeah, or like the day they die, literally. And like, I feel like that's just something that doesn't go away with parents.
No.
I'm not a parent myself, but that's something I've heard. It's always like, you know,
Yeah.
you're always that little kid to me still.
When you have a kid, that's a big choice, and like you want to make sure they're good in the world before you
Yeah.
leave. So I completely understand his mindset, and I completely understand Sydney's mindset.
I was
It was
like,
a very emotional scene.
dude, and I was like, if they kill off her dad, I'm quitting.
That would be a crazy.
That would be fucked
She'll
up.
have to become Batman if they kill off her.
She'll
No,
go on
then
lower whacker.
She just started wilding in the kitchen then. And then now Carmi has to deal with her. They're saving that for another season. No.
I hope not.
Oh wait, what if her dad does die and like that
Don't.
keeps Carmen around?
Don't say that.
I don't know.
Don't put that into
I
the
hope
universe.
not. I hope not.
Good thing we had this wood.
I'm hoping
Yeah, thank God.
that I'm hoping that she inspires Carmen to come back with her food.
I think she will.
Because that was actually a thing I picked up this season, was that a lot of the character moments with like Marcus and Sydney and Richard and all the other people working in the restaurant, it showed their happiness working in the restaurant. Like there was that one scene where Sydney had a bunch of colors floating throughout the room. It was like blue and red and purple, kind of showing flame colors, I think. But those colors were supposed to represent like her passion for the creation and
Yeah.
her love for it. And you didn't really see any moments like that with Carmi at all with this season. If anything, it was him moping around about Claire.
Yeah.
Literally. He's like, why won't she text me back? Because you were really mean to her. I also love that they really were giving him shit about the freezer in this season.
Yeah.
I'm like, they were just pew, pew, pew.
They were wilding that freezer scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro.
Richie kept giving him shit. Claire gave him
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, that's funny as fuck.
Also,
Oh my god.
the Claire and Carmi stuff this season, I felt like was really realistic for a breakup / get back together thing. Like
Yeah.
she didn't just keel over and take him back, which I respect because everybody knows how strong of a person she is, and people constantly talk about how good of a person she is. And Carmen, he doesn't just make up excuses. Like he actually listens and does what like she wants and takes action, and that's part of the reason why he starts becoming healthier and going to the wedding and all the different things.
Man, everyone was at that wedding.
Yeah.
Everybody fit under that table too. I
That was
swear,
crazy.
at first that table was so
It was.
small,
It was.
and then it turned into a long table.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. I was like, what kind of magic is happening under this table?
They should have did like a funny just randoms that just walked in that no one knew. They're like, actually, you can't come down
Hey,
here.
I'm really scared of beetles. Like, oh yeah, I don't like bugs either. No, the Beatles, the band.
It's like,
But yeah, I thought overall the season was really good,
Me too.
and people were like harping on it. Could it have used some improvement? Yeah, like how we were talking about like the food and stuff, because that's been such a big focal point of the other seasons.
yeah, if it had a little bit more attention throughout the like season, I feel like people would have liked it a lot more.
Yeah.
But I'm also down for all these like delving into like the characters and stuff.
I wasn't against them exploring different aspects of Chicago too, like with the Franklin Lloyd house.
Yeah.
Like that, he's a staple around the Midwest, so I understand why they explored that, and it kind of showed like some different perspectives that Carmen can have in life. Like he hasn't really explored anything besides food in the last 4 seasons, so it was nice to see that. And they also did some really great Chicago skyline shots, like you said.
Yeah.
I forgot what else they explored with the Chicago shots this season. I know they did the candy place and
Oh,
the
yeah.
donuts in the past. I love it when they do that. Just pay a little homage to the blue collar workers throughout the place.
Yeah.
So how faded should you get for this? How many bong rips?
I
don't
would give it like 5.
5? Okay. Okay.
Well, are we talking per episode?
All together.
Altogether?
Yeah.
Depends on how emotional you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're high, you're gonna be really emotional.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with 5.
5, yeah, 5 is good. 4 to 5, I feel like
Yeah.
is a good one.
Yeah, and also sometimes you just need to be more aware of what's happening. Sometimes they talk over each other, and you're like, "Wait, what's going on?" And you have to rewind, especially if you're stoned. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, 4 or 5 is a good answer because you want to feel the emotions, you want to get the jokes, and really crack up on them. And with some of the people, like the facts, it's a great stoner humor, dude.
Absolutely.
They need to bring them all back in an episode for one season. Just a fact
yeah.
episode.
They make a fact spin-off show.
Oh, I'm not watching that.
They
I
send,
would.
they send the two of them on like a delivery or like to go pick up like an order for the restaurant, and they
Yeah.
go on like a whole fucking Tom and Jerry goose chase throughout the city.
I want them to meet Cake Boss.
Interesting.
I don't know why, I just do.
Okay.
I feel like that.
They're making a cake with Cake Boss. Is he still
No,
around?
they have to deliver one of his cakes.
Oh, okay.
And it's a matter of, are they gonna fuck it up?
Damn. They will fuck it up.
That would be some like Looney Tunes ass comedy.
Dude, that scene when he was talking to Sugar.
Or he
Just
was
hiding
like,
behind the door.
Yeah, I was
Oh
like,
my God.
Jesus
And
Christ.
am I still your boy? No.
It was semi creepy, but
Yeah, it
he's
was.
just childish enough to make it work.
I'm like, how? Like, he's a little too childish at once. He was
Yeah.
smelling the baby.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's chill out, bro.
It's Maddie. He's just trying to be a goofball. That's what he's known for. I love his YouTube channel. It has a lot of good cooking stuff on it.
I gotta watch it more. I haven't watched it though.
Hmm.
All right, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we head off?
No.
No,
No.
no.
Go
I'm
watch The
fine.
Bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an extra bowl for that last episode too.
Yeah. Because if you have anxiety like me, you're gonna need it.
And if you have advertisements on your Hulu, you're gonna need it. 'Cause
Yeah, because there was weird cuts in the last episode,
Oh,
like for commercial
jeez.
breaks.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So if you have ads on Hulu, congratulations.
They don't know how to time those at all.
I was like, why is it fading to black? But I was like, because they usually are changing the scene and not like the whole, like they were just in one area for the whole episode. So
yeah, Sydney and Carmen were face to face, and then all of a sudden Sydney was facing the corner again. It's like, what?
What's going on?
but other than that, excellent season.
Yeah, I really liked it. I would say 1, 2, 4, 3
In
for
order.
ranking them.
I'd agree with that. I feel like 4 makes 3 better because
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 really sets up 4.
It feels like it should be season 3, part 1 and part 2 type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
With how it is, it's weird.
I get that.
I agree.
I don't understand how the structuring of live TV stuff works now.
I don't know. They still haven't got it. I'm like, you guys had it for a while, now you don't.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy. If you want to support the podcast, if you want to,
Crap.
God damn it. If you want to support the podcast, I have a Patreon. We're going to be uploading a challenge soon. That's going to be going crazy.
Link
I have
in
a few
bio.
ideas.
Link in description, I mean.
Yeah, link in the description. Check all those links.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.